Hi, welcome to today's lesson. Today's learning target is I can multiply a fraction by a whole number. We have been multiplying fractions by fractions. Today we multiply fractions by whole numbers, and as you'll see, there's not a lot of difference. Let's get started. All right, first, in order to understand what I'm about to teach you, I'd like to just back up and teach you about the number 4. This number 4, it could be represented or drawn out as 4 donuts. There we go, 4 donuts. Each donut can be thought of as one whole. That's one whole. That's one donut. That's one whole donut. And that is one whole donut. Not a donut hole. All right. The reason I teach you this is because this whole number 4 is, it's the number 4, and it's written the way we normally write it. But we could also write it like this: 4 ones. We could write it as a fraction. And the reason we can write it as 4 ones like this is because it represents 4 one whole somethings, in this case, donuts. And so being able to turn a whole number like 4 or 5 or 6 into a fraction simply by writing a 1 under it is the tool we're going to use to multiply whole numbers by fractions. And I just want you to understand why we can do that. It's because 4, 5, 6, any whole number is talking about that many individual things. So in this case, 4 individual one whole donuts. So 4 ones is what we'd say as a fraction. 4 ones. Okay, let's do this. Other examples, we could turn 5 into 5 ones. That's the same number as 5. The whole number 6 can be turned into 6 ones. The whole number 11 can be turned into 11 ones. And the whole number 36 could be turned into 36 ones, simply by writing a fraction bar underneath and then a 1. These fractions mean the same thing as their whole number counterparts. All right, let's try a couple examples here. And before we get started, I just want to point out there are 4 multiplication symbols that are used in the next 4 slides. Be on the lookout for them. Okay, example number 1. What do we do when we want to multiply a fraction like 1/2 times a whole number like 3? Well, as we just learned, we are going to go ahead and write that whole number 3 as a fraction by putting a 1 under it, 3 ones. And now we have 2 numerators, 2 denominators, and we can just multiply as we've already learned. Numerator times numerator, that's 3. And denominator times denominator, 2 times 1 is 2. So 1/2 times 3 is equal to 3/2. What do you know about that? Let's take a look at the next example. 4/7 times 8. Well, it's as simple as writing 8 as a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. So now we have 4/7 times 8 ones. We can multiply our 2 numerators together. 4 times 8 is 32. And multiply our 2 denominators together. 7 times 1 is 7. So 4/7 times 8 ones equals 32/7. You starting to get this? Let's try another one. I'm going to have you do some work on this one. How would we turn this whole number 2 in this problem 9/6 times 2? How would we turn the 2 into a fraction? Go ahead and answer that question. I'll meet you back here on the other side. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. We would turn the whole number 2 into a fraction simply by writing it as 2 ones, just like that. Okay, what's the next step? What are we going to do to multiply 9/6 times 2 ones? Go ahead, get the answer, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, did you multiply the 2 numerators together? 9 times 2 is 18. And did you multiply the 2 denominators together? 6 times 1 is 6. Did you get 18/6? I hope so. That's the correct answer. All right, one more example. Here we have 5 times 2/3. All right, go ahead and solve this problem. How would you multiply 5 times 2/3? Come back with the answer and we'll compare and see how you did. Okay, let's check it out. Did you write 5 ones first and then multiply the two numerators together? 5 times 2 is 10. And the two denominators together? 1 times 3 is 3. I hope so, because that is how you multiply a whole number times a fraction. All right. Today's learning target is I can multiply a fraction by a whole number. Let's get to work, and please let me know if you need any help.